wherein the Election Commission of Pakistan, wherein the two petitioners before us and 8 others were arrayed as respondents. All the petition sought the arrayed for sought a declaration that sections 50 within bracket 1 bracket close within bracket small b and 51 within bracket 1 within bracket closed, 2017 was unconstitutional, void, without lawful authority and of no legal effect. The two provisions which had been assailed are reproduced hereunder. The petition further prayed. The said provisions Section 50 pertains to the appointment of district returning officers by the Election Commission of Pakistan, bracket mein kar dein ECP, and Section 51 of the appointment of returning officers and assistant returning officers. Full stop. The petition stated that instead, it is submitted by Mr. Sajil Shahryar Sawati, learned karne, representing the petitioners, that the stated two provisions of law have been part of the Elections Act and subsisted at the time when the last elections were held. Until date, no one has taken any exception thereto. Full stop. It is further submitted that this court, right, video italics mein kar dijiyega, its order, where was that order gone?
224 page.
Huh?
3rd of November.
The page?
224. 224. It's 3rd of November.
Right. Judgment dated 3 November 2023, tending to a number of constitution petitions filed in this court, wherein the Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf, within bracket PTI, was also one of the petitioners, oblique appellants, had sought that a date for holding of elections be announced. Full stop. Pursuant to the notice being taken by this court, the President of Pakistan and the ECP met and decided that general elections should be held on 8 February 2024. Full stop. The federal government, the provincial governments, and Islamabad capital territory, all of whom were represented before us, concurred. This court held that, inverted commas begin, no one should now put forward any pretext to derail democracy, inverted commas closed, bracket mein kar dein, paragraph 18 of the said judgment, bracket close. Full stop. The Learned Council submits that to enable elections to be held, to ensure elections are held on 8th of February, the certain number of days are required to do the different acts which the law requires prior to the holding of the said elections. And the passing of the impugned order at the 11th hour, if it remains in the field, would make the holding of elections on 8 February would not permit the holding of elections on 8 February 2024. Full stop. It is further stated that the ECP had drafted the schedule for elections. What do you call it? Program for elections. Election program. What is it?
Under which section?
57.
Had drafted the election program, capital E, capital P, which it was intending to announce today. But the passing of the impugned order has made this passing of the impugned order, that if the impugned order is sustained, this will not be possible, as without having district returning officers and assistant returning officers, elections cannot be held. First off, he further states that the learned judge acted in undue, that the learned judge has effectively decided the petition. That there is an inherent contradiction in the impugned order, because where is the impugned order page?
Page 10, my lord.
Because in paragraph 7, he states that this file states, inverted commas begin, to place this file before the Honorable HON''BLE, Chief Justice for the Constitution of a larger bench, capital L, capital B, inverted commas closed. And at the same time, in the successive paragraph 8, he suspends four notifications issued by the ECP, particulars whereof are as under. ये numbers ले लीजिएगा, उसके लिख दीजिएगा.
My lord, actually,
please sit down. Who are you? You are dictating an order. Please sit down. Seems to be no respect for anybody anymore. Next time you do it, we'll hold you in contempt. Who are you, a lawyer? Where have you studied? Please go and sit at the back. I don't know what's happening, what sort of education is being imparted. Supreme Court is dictating an order and she comes and stands up. Is she with you?
She's not an advocate of this court, shouldn't have addressed the court.
I don't know.
Yeah. Is she with you?
No, we don't know.
Which respectively appointed 8 returning officers for the seats reserved for women and non-Muslims, 144 district returning officers for elections to the National Assembly and Provincial Assemblies, 266 returning officers and assistant returning officers. ये भी National Assembly and Provincial Assembly for elections to the National and Provincial Assemblies, and 593. ये क्या चीज़ है? 260 national कर दें, 593 returning officer and assistant for provincial assemblies for elections to the provincial assemblies. As such, altogether 1,011 district returning officers and returning officers have been working off kar dein. Their working has been stopped with the stroke of a pen by the learned single judge. The learned single judge also did not fail to appreciate that the officers that had been appointed were to perform functions throughout Pakistan, and in passing the impugned order, the learned judge acted well beyond the territorial jurisdiction of the High Court. Full stop. As if this was not enough, the very opening words of Article 199 were disregarded by the learned judge, insofar as it stipulates that when there's an alternate adequate remedy available to the petitioner, the same should be availed of first. We are informed that Section 55, subsection 3 was such a remedy. If the petitioner had a grievance against any particular returning officer or officers, we inquired from the petitioners whether any application was submitted before the ECP under Section 55(3). That is availing of the alternate adequate remedy, and we were told that this was not done. The petitioner states that he is an office holder of the very same political party, that is PTI, which was before this court when the said judgment was passed, wherein no such concern as expressed in the petition filed before the High Court was stated. Full stop. The petitioner also claims to be a barrister, and as such is expected not only to be well conversant with the Constitution and the laws of Pakistan, but to have read the judgment of this court, which had clearly stipulated that any attempt to derail democracy would... What is the line exactly? Where was our judgment? 224?
Lord, it's at page 231, paragraph 18 at page 231, the last line of paragraph 18 at page 231.
That no one would... no one should be allowed to, on any pretext, to derail democracy. Full stop. One individual. As, however, one individual appears to have done just that. And it is indeed a matter of considerable regret that he claims to belong to a political party. And has served in such political party. And we are told that he served as an additional advocate general when the said political party was in government. Full stop. In view of the conduct of the petitioner, we call upon him to submit an explanation why action for contempt of court should not be initiated against him for judicial contempt.
My Lord, it would be civil contempt, my Lord, this disregarding of the court order under section
for क्या उसको कहते हैं? नहीं, for contempt लिख देते हैं वो. For under the contempt of court ordinance, 2003, read with article 204 of the Constitution. Stop. Stop. The learned judge, acting in undue haste and at the 11th hour, that we saw the list, that the learned counsel went through the list of returning officers appointed pursuant to the 4 notifications and stated that they were all, that in one of these notifications pertains to the officers of the ECP, whereas the remaining 3 are all serving government servants who already were holding their respective positions and have not been put in place for the purpose of this election or on anyone's behest. Stop. The petitioner before the High Court also learned counsel further states that that initially the ECP had pursuant to section 51 And pursuant to
50 subsection 1 clause C and 51(1).
And 51 within bracket 1, written to the Chief Justices of the 5 High Courts and requested them to provide judicial officers for the upcoming elections, and not a single one of the Chief Justices agreed to do so. He has referred to a letter issued by the Lahore High Court, which specifically stated that वो letter किस पेज पे था?
211 to 10 से 211 210
2010
6th of February.
नहीं वो आपका नहीं, with the reply.
210
Reply. 210 to 211.
Emphatic reply was given that no judicial officers can be spared because there are over 1.3 million cases requiring adjudication.
approximately.
About 1.3 million cases requiring adjudication, and delaying and provision of such officers would result in tendency to increase and of which the ultimate sufferers would be the litigants. Full stop. Under such circumstances, for the petitioner to insist on judicial officers to be provided would effectively mean that a writ be issued against the High Court, which is not permissible under Article 199.
Clause 5.
Clause 5.
199 clause 5. But this is the Chief Justice.
And in this regard, place his reliance upon the case of Gul Tez Khan Marwat. यही है ना?
You have to come to the Supreme Court.
And versus Registrar Peshawar High Court, PLD 2021, Supreme Court 391, which was a judgment by a far member bench of this court. इसमें हमने क्या किया?
इसमें कहा कि रेगुलेटेड नहीं लाइक हाई कोर्ट के अगेंस्ट.
हाँ?
That becomes a wonderful reason. The only remedy in such a case, according to this judgment, is to approach this court.
And it was held therein that since the only remedy, that if at all there was any remedy, it would be to approach the Supreme Court of Pakistan, which judgment appears to have also been disregarded both by the petitioner as well as the learned judge who passed, the learned single judge. Full stop. Under the circumstances, it would be appropriate to we hereby direct that
What's the number of the petition?
The High Court petition? It's
rate petition number 80828/2023 be what? Be called from that the High Court should not take any further proceedings in WP number 80828/2023, and the same be placed before and the same be sent to the Supreme Court, and if it is deemed necessary, this court will fix it for hearing. Before this court, full stop. in view of the fact, नहीं इसमें लिखे ordinarily, this court does not pass, it does not suspend orders without issuing of notice, but in view of the fact, but in view of the fact that the impugned order has come into direct conflict with the judgment of this court, and as the petition as filed appears not to be maintainable, we are doing so. Full stop. The impugned order also comes in the way of the Election Commission to proceed with its duties and responsibilities, constitutional duties and responsibilities for the holding of elections as mandated under the Constitution.
What can we do?
Without further delay, order में suspend कर दिया ना? कर दिया? देखा है? हाँ? Accordingly, in the given circumstances and considering the constitutional and legal stipulations and the judgment of this court, judgments of this court, the impugned order is hereby suspended and full stop. The Election Commission shall.
तो सुप्रीम कोर्ट ऑफ पाकिस्तान ने लाहौर हाई कोर्ट का फैसला मुअत्तल कर दिया है। सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने लाहौर हाई कोर्ट को कार्रवाई से रोक दिया है। अहम तरीन खबर, अहम तरीन समाअत इस वक्त भी जारी है। चीफ जस्टिस ऑफ पाकिस्तान काजी फाइज ईसा इस वक्त हुक्मनामा तहरीर करवा रहे हैं।
इशू टुडे tonight क्या?
Today?
Please. अभी 3 घंटे
As we please, or as the law mandates.
You should be saying that आपने ही करना है ना?
नहीं करना तो बता दें।
We are all ready sir, as per your directions.
हम तो नहीं कहेंगे, हम आपसे अपना काम करवाएंगे। या आपके हमें काम करना नहीं आता है? जो आप कहें, हम कभी किसी को नहीं कहेंगे, उससे काम करवाएंगे उसका।
Without fail लिखेंगे। We will issue the election program without fail.
The undertaking is given on behalf of the Election Commission that the election program will be issued today. सुन लिया आपने?
और वो भी कि वो जो आपने नोटिफिकेशन किया था उसको भी आज विड्रॉ कीजिए, वरना तो नहीं चल सकेगा ना। वो विड्रॉ
वो नोटिफिकेशन कहाँ है? वो notification of the election issue, a notification issued by the Election Commission of Pakistan pursuant to the impugned order of the High Court is also suspended.
सर हम
नहीं वो आप करेंगे नहीं। अभी Election Commission of Pakistan states that since the impugned order has been suspended, it will be ECP will be withdrawing the क्या नाम है इसका notification dated 14/12/2023 का कोई नंबर भी है?
नंबर बता दे।
नोटिफिकेशन नंबर F2 of ये पेज 234 पे लगा।
35 अच्छा तो हाँ 34 and 35
34 and 35
इलेक्शन
34 and 35
नहीं ये नहीं है
234 पे
234 पे ये नंबर लिख देना, इसका नंबर शंबर और डेट भी लिख दीजिएगा।
दोनों नेक्स्ट पेज पे भी है।
नाउ
235 पे भी है दोनों। सेम डेट, इवन डेट।
तो इसमें नोटिस किसको करें हम? 234 एंड पेज 235 दोनों पे लिखे,
दोनों पे
नोटिस हम किसको करें?
ऑल द रिस्पॉन्स।
बाकी को क्या करने की जरूरत है?
Respondent number one.
वही पिटिशनर था ना, इशू नोटिस टू लेट नोटिस ऑफ दिस पिटिशन बी इशूड to the petitioner before the High Court, that is respondent number 1 herein.
My lord, we will resume the training on Monday onwards. This is what the Learned Secretary is saying. Because you
have tomorrow. Why are you missing out tomorrow?
So may I just submit?
No, please don't. Just do the law, abide by the law, hold
So
election.
may I just submit, if you allow me, sir? So it's a huge logistical exercise. All the DROs, ROs will have to be brought to the venues. The venues have been cancelled. We have to, just the delay of.
नहीं हमें देखें,
Monday का सिर्फ हम शुरू.
हम कुछ नहीं लिखेंगे,
सर
हम ना कल का लिखेंगे ना मंडे का लिखेंगे. आपका जो काम है आप करो, आप देखिए हम आपको माइक्रो मैनेज नहीं करेंगे.
थैंक यू.
हम मोटी मोटी बात करेंगे. आपने कहा जी हम इलेक्शन करना चाहते हैं 8 को.
जी इंशाल्लाह.
हमने तो नहीं कहा, आपने कहा है ना. आप और सदर साहब ने मिलकर के तयन कर लिया कि 8 फरवरी को करना है. हमने कहा आपको इलेक्शन 8 को करें. हमने आपको कहा क्या? ठीक है, जब आपने ये काम कर लिया, जो भी चीजें वहां तक जाने के लिए करने को हैं वो आप करें. कल को आप कहेंगे जी सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने ये कर दिया, सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने वो कर दिया और हम ये नहीं कर सके तो वो नहीं कर सके. भाई जो कुछ करना है करें. अब आपके सामने एक मसला था, रुकावट थी, वो रुकावट और वो मसला हमने दूर कर दिया. अब आप अपना काम कीजिए, हम लोग अपना काम करेंगे. और अगर इजाजत दें तो मैं फिर छुट्टी पे जा सकता हूँ.
My lord, just
Have a great vacation, sir.
just detaining you for 30 seconds. Notice may also be issued to the federation.
Oh yes. A notice be also issued to the federation of to respondent number
5, my lord.
5, as well as notice under our Order 27A of the Code of Civil Procedure 1908 to the Attorney General, Advocate General को भी करने हैं, and the Advocate Generals of the 4 provinces. Islamabad का कौन होता है?
होते हैं, but
Advocate General कहते हैं
federal law है तो वो
and the Islamabad Capital Territory. चलिए. Anything else, gentlemen?
Highly obliged. Apologies once again for.
No, it's not your doing. You are before us, but we must, at least I must compliment you for being so thorough in a very short period of time, and which is always a pleasure to have counsel who are ready with their case, particularly at such. इसी में पे ऑर्डर पर करिएगा, ठीक है? हाँ हाँ, वो वाली ग्रांट कर दें, वो एग्जेम्पशन वाली, ठीक है?
And also, my lord may also wish to grant the leave, and then the leave may also be granted because it's a CPLA, so a leave has to be granted.
Okay. The points, points. Now you can see I'm very tired. The points raised above, in क्या होता है? Leave is granted to consider, amongst others, the noted points.
Notice.
Thank you.